Hello, another beautiful day that the Lord has given us. It's time for Worship Essentials. The last time we had some questions come up on Facebook, and I promised I was going to attempt dealing with some of them. So today we want to look at one of the questions that came up. A question from Sister Josephine. She wants to know what I think are the causes and the reasons why musicians leave the church and go into secular music. And so you have people who grow in the church, born and bred in the church, lead praise and worship in the church, they do church music, and then boom, before you know it, they are out of the church and into secular music. I know this is a subject that has been discussed, a lot on social media, and so many suggestions are out there. So I don't want to go into all of that. The reasons such as musicians not getting support from the church, sabotage from senior musicians, and so many reasons and suggestions are out there. But I find that there's one that is often not brought into the picture when we talk about this challenge. And so I want to take it from that tangent. And that requires that I rephrase the question that Josephine asked. So I would rather we refer to what people leave the church to do that is against the standards of God as worldly music and not secular music. This is important if we are to make progress. In another session, I will explain what the difference is, because we need to start from somewhere. We need to know what sacred music is. We need to know what religious music is. We need to understand what Christian music is, what gospel music is, what secular music is, and what worldly music is. These are not the same. They are different, and understanding the difference in them will help the church gain a perspective, and will help the church put in context this discussion, and that will save so many young people from missing their assignment and corrupting the gift that has been placed on their lives. So people leave the church into the world, musicians. Why is that so? I believe the church keeps shifting the goalpost, perhaps unintentionally, but that is what is happening. We have boxed secular into the same place as worldly, and we have sought to box all kingdom music into religious music, and that is problematic. Now, why I say it appears the church keeps shifting the goalpost is that we have let's go into what maybe for a clearer understanding, let's go into what secular is. Secular is simply something that is non-religious. Okay, you can get a detailed definition to it online or from the dictionary, but for you to understand, something that is non-religious is secular. So let's look around us. What are the secular engagements we can think of? Medicine, we have medical doctors around us and in the church. But We all know medicine is a secular profession, right? Teachers, teaching is a secular profession. Banking is a secular profession. So, can we have a broader engagement on this subject? I don't think God is against these professions. However, He has standards that a Christian, a kingdom person, a believer is guided by in any endeavor that you engage in. So the believer practices medicine with principles that are different from the worldly guy. The same when it comes to banking. So that must be made clear. But it's unfortunate when it comes to music, we have boxed everything into religious music, and the church has not given room for what is secular to be considered by talented guys in the church. And so, because we don't have that discussion, there's no guidance for young folks. So they would rather run to the world, where the world embrace their talent and their gifts, and then corrupt it for them. So I believe the major cause of this is because we haven't given room and we haven't sat down to look at to what extent of secular music can a Christian do, and what should guide the Christian in such an endeavor. It's very, very crucial. The Bible talks of the world. That's why I say we should use worldly music. And when you check 1 John 2 verse 16, we see the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life. These are major themes that define anything that is worldly. Such an activity is motivated by these three things: the lust of the eyes, the lust of the flesh, and the pride of life. When we talk of the world, when we are looking at the systems, not the earthly space. And so, Bible is replete with scriptures on what the world is, its systems, and how we should not engage in that. And so there are standards to that effect. So when we leave church, a Christian couple, when you get home, you want music to play to your wife. Do you play praise and worship songs? Do we have music on romance for the believer to use? And where is that music coming from? And so I think these are areas that the church should be guiding talents that want to do this. We should give room, but provide scriptural basis and guidelines to guide musicians in the church that want to move into secular, so that they can do some of these guided by the church and guided by biblical principles. But if we don't sit at a round table and look into these issues, we will continue to accuse people of not understanding their call, not being deep enough. The world will keep pulling our youth and our talented musicians to the world, because the world will embrace them, give them room. Okay, you can sing about romance, you can sing about peace, you can sing about love. These are things that the world should be learning from the church. But unfortunately, we have left the world to be at the front and to dictate what love is, what romance is. And so the world is corrupting this and rather selling a message of lust in place of love. And so I believe this is the major cause the church should be engaging. Let's sit our musicians down. Let's make them appreciate the options that a musician has, the different fields of music, the sort of music we need, and the language that should be used, the spirit of music. Once we catch musicians young and we begin to enlighten them and open the eyes of their understanding to these things, it will be difficult for them to move away from the church into the world. They may still do secular music, but that secular music will be guided by kingdom principles. I hope you are following. So this is very crucial that the church understands that the world would do anything and everything to get the young ones. So the church should be open, provide options, provide guidance and leadership, provide guidance and leadership, guidance and leadership.